Hey everybody, we continue the Bible study about Joseph. So, um, we ended last time when Joseph was hated by his brothers, and he had dreams, two different dreams, and we go from there. So, we are in this section, we are going to, as we go step by step, um, sections of Joseph's life. This is the second part, which cover from Genesis 37 verses 12 to 36. All right, let's keep going. All right, so now his brothers had gone, whose brothers? Joseph's brothers, had gone to graze their father's flocks near Shechem. And Israel said to Joseph, Israel is Jacob, his father, as we talked last time. That's his name given by God as a blessing, because Jacob means trickery, like his tricks you with things to get his own way. But God bless him with the name Israel. So, but I still call him Jacob, therefore you guys to understand that it's not about a country of Israel, okay? And Israel said to Joseph, which Jacob said to Joseph, as you know, your brothers are grazing the flocks near Shechem. Come, I am going to send you to them. Very well, he replied. What I like about Joseph, he doesn't say, no, I'm not going. It's too far. I'm too young. What am I doing there? They hate me anyway. Why don't you think Joseph, he didn't know that the brother hated him? He knew. He knew, definitely. You know it. When somebody hates you, you know it. Um, so he knew, but he was very obedient to his father. That's why his father liked him so much. He was obedient. Probably nothing, no faults could find in him as compared to his brothers. And he says, very well, he replied. So he said to him, so his father said to him, to Joseph, go and see if all is well with your brothers and with the flocks, and bring word back to me. Then he sent him off from the valley of Hebron. All right, so looks like he's going on the donkey. I don't think he will go that long on foot, but as the picture says that he would send him off, it could be like went by foot. I don't know the distance from Valley of Hebron where they were located. All right, let's go next. When Joseph arrived at Shechem, a man found him wandering around in the fields and asked him, what are you looking for? Excuse me. He replied, Joseph replied, I'm looking for my brothers. Can you tell me where they are grazing their flocks? Um, they have moved on from here, the man answered. Verse 17. I heard them say, let's go to Dothan. So Joseph went after his brothers and found them near Dothan. But, all right, verse 18. But they saw him in the distance, and before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. Wow. I know it's from the same blood of Jacob, their father, but there was so much hate um, on Joseph that they want to kill him, take his life. Imagine that. There has to be lots of hate. And it wasn't a stranger and was part of the family. Um, Sometimes people don't realize when it comes to the to hate and they don't realize his family, let's forgive him, his love, because Rachel is Jacob's love of his life, and this is his son. All right, let him be. But they all plotted to kill him. Wow. Yeah, let's keep going. He comes, like 19. Here comes the dreamer, they say to each other. Um, Come now, let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns and say, cisterns, am I say right? And say that a ferocious animal devoured him. Then, well, we'll see what comes of his dreams. Wow. So the dreams of Joseph bother them. And you see how enemy works behind the scenes? Puts in their heart they weren't quite right with God. You can tell. That's why I say that's why Jacob loved Joseph a lot. And the enemy instilled this in his half brothers' hearts, this hate that much that they planify to kill them. Puts in their mind, in their heart, deep in their heart, and in their mind, what to do, how to get somebody probably who's better than them, and for sure he was better than them, and how to kill him and destroy his dreams. And actually, the dreams that God gave it to him, his dreams for like his future, his dreams is pretty much his destiny. In those dreams, God show what his destiny is going to look like. But as you see, the enemy comes behind the scene as soon as you open a mouth and he say about his dreams. Um, the enemy comes to not to have Joseph fulfill his dreams for his destiny. He's trying to get all these wiped off. And as says, I learn from my experiences. I have to think what dreams I can share, why not? Because I said that the enemy hears it and comes behind the scenes and try to wipe those dreams will not come alive. So verse 21, when Reuben, which was the older, first born from Leah, from Jacob's first wife, that actually he didn't want her, but he had to take her. He was tricked by Laban. So, but Reuben came first. He's the firstborn. When Reuben heard, so he was more mature than anybody else. When Reuben heard this, he tried to rescue him from their hands. So think about, so Reuben, so 14 years, well, Reuben was born first. Then it took another 14 years till he got Rachel. So I'll say at least 14 years older than Joseph, Reuben was. He could almost be his father. He could, almost. Then when Reuben heard this, he tried to rescue Joseph, rescue him from their hands. Let's not take his life, he said. Don't shed any blood. Throw him into this cistern here in the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him. Reuben said this to rescue him from them and take him back to his father. So Reuben, he did have a heart for rescuing. He could fight off the brothers to say, no, we can't do that. Is our brother, we're not going to put him nowhere. But he does go with the plan. But in his mind, he had different plan. So instead of letting the brothers kill Joseph, he said not to kill him, but throw him in the cistern, like where probably animals would come and drink water, but it was empty. And he thought he would come back later on and rescue him, get him out of it. And so his plan succeeded, and the brother says like, okay, like, yeah, okay, don't kill him. So he's trying to rescue Joseph, not to be killed, but he's trying to rescue him and get him to get him abroad later on in the um, but it was in the wilderness, throw him into this cistern here in the wilderness. So it was probably much, it was the city that they were much further, somewhere in the wilderness. They do move with flocks where they see it's more grass and better for the flocks, probably even water. So they keep moving back and forth from one place to another. But this says it was in the wilderness. There was nothing else there. Um, let's keep going. So, verse 23. So, when Joseph came to his brothers, when he arrived to his brothers to see how they are doing, that's why the father sent him for, they stripped him of his robe, the ornate robe he was wearing, and was the coat of many colors. So that was first. It's more like a revenge why the father made him that coat uh, out of love. So first they took him off the coat. It's more like a taking off the love of father off him. Um, and verse 24, and they took him and threw him into the cistern. The cistern was empty, there was no water in it. So because it was in the wilderness, there was usually is water in it. I say it's made for the flocks to drink, to pull out water and feed the animals. I mean, make sure they have water. But this time or season, there was no water in it, so they threw him down. There's no way Joseph would come out by himself unless somebody would take him out. Um, all right, let's keep going. Verse 25. As they sat down to eat their meal, so they were like, they got him in the cistern there. Nobody could get him out. He could not escape by himself. Um, and they were just sit down and ate. They were eating. They were eating their meals while their brother was down there, not able to get out. I'm not sure how he got down there, like how they threw him. They got him on the rope. We don't know the um, details of that. But imagine that you are down there and your brothers are still around. Um, wow. So they sat down, they were eating, and they looked up and saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Yeah, so in the caravans with camels, they have plenty of camels. They were carrying things going from one country to another. Their camels were loaded with spices, balm, and myrrh, and they were on their way to take them down to Egypt. So they're pretty much, well, I would say, like more like businessmen, going from one country to another, maybe passing through Israel, or maybe they loaded from Israel because Israel they have lots of good spices, balm, and myrrh, and taking them to Egypt, selling them more expensive. I would say like businessmen, and I think sometimes God, I would say like a boat. They send you a boat to rescue you because when he sees so much hate, he will probably Joseph will end up hurt in any way. Either let him to die from starvation, from not having water, maybe in the heat. We don't know how hot it was. He was stripped out from his coat for protection, even from protection of like a love, stripped out from his love of the father, and he probably will end up dying. But sometimes God works. We think it works. We see the things may look bad on our end, but God knows. He sees things, and He sent this caravan, um, especially in that way. Why had to be on that road in the wilderness to get by when something clicked in their brother's mind? They see the caravan and they know these people, they have money because they are loaded, camels after camels. Sometimes they do go with hundreds of camels, not just one or two. They go hundreds, could be even 500 camels at once. And they go to Egypt, where I say first there might be rich people, or let's say they have money to buy all these spices and all that. There was maybe I say even like oil, organic, or say organic oil. Yeah, God works out mysteries in our life, and if we are in situations, bad situations, and we see what from the bad to worse, God knows it. He planified to rescue Joseph. And even though things got worse and worse, he learned through these, um, and got stronger, got mature. Next, verse 26. Judah said to his brothers. Now Judah was not the firstborn, but also he's coming with the idea of selling the brother. Judah say. So one brother wanna get, his name is Reuben. All right, so Reuben the firstborn, wanna just let him in the cistern and come and rescue him back. They wanna get him to die. But Judah had a better idea. Judah said to his brothers, "What will we gain if we kill our brother and cover up his blood?" Now, he still felt sorry for the brother that being like that. He thought he's going to die like that. And the other brothers, with so much hate, they would come and kill him. So he say, verse 27, "Come, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay our hands on him. After all, he's our brother, our own flesh and blood." His brothers agreed. So Judah is the tribe where Jesus came, the tribe of Judah and David. So he is the one who actually doesn't want to get him killed they don't want to let him in the cistern, and till the brothers eat their food, they finish, and they want to kill him, or either let him there in the wilderness with no food, no water, and he will die. He had a better idea. He had an idea. It's not like he was better than any of the other ones, but he had an idea to sell him to the Ishmaelites coming with a caravan. 28. So when the Midianites, merchants, like businessmen, came by, his brothers pulled Joseph up out of the cistern and sold him for 20 shekels of silver to the Ishmaelites, who took him to Egypt. Remember that Jesus was sold with 30 shekels of silver. Yeah. So it was a big deal. 20 shekels of silver. It's how they sold their brother. Wow. It's more like Joseph goes, is more like almost like a parallel life with Jesus. He was sold as well as Jesus was sold. But it's more into Joseph's life than just this. I say sometimes we are struggling with situations and other situations and other situations, and people coming either attacking us or trying to sell us to the enemy. And when we think everything is lost, God is teaching us, is training us. We are in His school. We don't sit at the bench in God's school, but this is a training of our lives. So He's trained. He's trained. He learns how to cope with situation, what to do, how to pray, how to stay longer in the presence of God, how to reach to God, how to get help from God to um, overcome his sadness, um, how to work whenever he is to work the best. And as I said, he's learning some skills in the way. Verse 29, when Reuben returned to the cistern and saw, so the other ones were eating. Reuben, I'm not sure where he went, tending the flock, as I think they took turns. And he came to the returned to the cisterns and saw that Joseph was not there. He tore his clothes. So Reuben, the older one, he went to rescue him. He just want to check on him, and he returned back, and he couldn't find him. Went back to his brothers and said, "The boy isn't there. Where can I turn now?" 31. Then they got Joseph's robe, slaughtered a goat, and dipped the robe in the blood. They took the ornate robe back to their father and said, "We found this. Examine it to see whether it is your son's robe." What I don't like here, they don't say, "Examine it and find if it's our brother's robe." We found these. Like, oh, we don't know what happened, but we found this robe, and see if it's your son's robe. It's just like, it could be our brother's because it looks like just like his robe. So, um, so that was not even saying right, like a see your son's robe. Um, 33. Well, Jacob, he recognized it and say, "It is my son's robe," because he made it. He made sure he has that robe of many colors. His exclamation mark, "It is my son's robe." Some ferocious animal. So they continue to say, the brothers, well, her brothers, "Some ferocious animal has devoured him. Joseph has surely been torn to pieces." Wow. Imagine of that bad news, you know, about his son that he loved him so, so much. He was devastated. 34. Then Jacob tore his clothes, put on sackcloth, and mourned for his son many days. It doesn't say how many. Some people can go up to 1 year or more. It's just, is his son from Rachel, his firstborn. He waited so long, 14 years, just to get married to Rachel. And now his firstborn is gone. He put so much into his life into, so much love into that boy, and he's all gone. All his sons and daughters, because he had from different wives. So he had daughters as well, but as we know, there were 11 plus Joseph, like 12 tribes, of Israel. But beside that, he has daughter, which they don't count. But all sons and daughters came to comfort them, more than 11 together, because the daughters as well, to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. But the sons, imagine, came to comfort him. They already knew what happened, and they have like two sides of the face, is how we call it. Like one side, like, oh, we are glad he's gone. Yeah, now we don't have to see him with his father, with our father, loving him so much. We don't have to see them together. Good. And on the other side, it's like, oh, Father, I'm so sorry for what happened to Joseph. Um, we are so sorry. We came to comfort you. Anything we can do for you. Wow. Have you seen that? Yes, for sure you did. People, they can put a show, I would say, put a show. And they do something very bad and then just put a different face and put a show out there, in front of everybody. Wow. And he say, no. Jacob say, no. He say, I will continue to mourn until I join my son in the grave. So his father wept for him. Jacob decided that he will cry and mourn for him until Jacob will die. So all his life he decided that he will not be happy. So I know we have our own will, what we want to do. Some people, they have a loss. They lost something dearly, and then decide, as long as I live, I don't want to be happy. Some people, they decide that it is what it is. The lost, I lost and it's gone. And they do mourn for a few months or even 1 year. And after that, I need to change. I need to be happy again. I need to restore my health, my life, my well-being. I still need to have a life to live for God. And probably that's the spirit, but Jacob decided not to. He will for God regardless, but he did not want to be happy. It was so much pain. He could not endure it. So, in 36, meanwhile, the Midianites sold Joseph in Egypt. So these people that they went with the caravan, I say they were like a businessman. Of course, they will not keep him for what they will just drop the merchandise, and maybe they go back and get some more, and that's what they were doing. And then they went in Egypt, and they say, you know what, we're going to make money out of it. We probably sold him with 20 shekels of silver. Let's make some money. When we bought him for 20 shekels of silver, and let's get more out of it. Let's sell him with 30, or probably more. I don't know how much he was sold. We know he was sold first time to the Ishmaelites in a caravan for 20, but we don't know how much he was sold here. But I said, for sure they made some money. Those are the called like businessmen this time. So he was sold to Potiphar, one of the Pharaoh's officials. So it wasn't just anybody. So for sure they got big money. The captain of the guard. He was a captain. Think about the captain today. A captain to guard um, the pharaoh, you know, a captain that guards the pharaoh's castle, I would say. Imagine that, like where he lived, like as a guard, you know, as captain. So for sure he paid a big price for Joseph. Wow. So, oh, we are to be continued. This is not the end of Joseph's story. I would say it's close to this, still a beginning of his life story. And I'm glad that God gave us the opportunity to see it in the Bible, that we can learn something out of it. And I enjoy very much. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. Till next time, which is going to be the next Bible study as a continuation. Till next time, I say you goodbye. Goodbye now.